Tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio, dropping knowledge in the studio you already know.
Chaos. This is Hakeem.
And this is your man, Ron.
And this is the new Jordan era.
Back at it once again.
Yeah, we back at it once again. Hey, man, I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year,
Christmas.
all the news, man. You know, it's been a crazy year, awesome year. You know, very awesome. Can't wait for next year what it's gonna bring. More interviews.
No,
you know,
definitely.
apparently I was gonna tell you guys too. You know, apparently like we got fans, man. I went to a party yesterday and they were like, "Yo, Ronnie, we listen to the show. You know, we love the guys. You're going there." Everybody like, "Yo, I want to tune in." Oh, what you mean you want to tune in? They want to be they want to be a guest on the show. I said, "Yeah, man." So it's gonna be more. We're gonna have more guests on the show. Yeah,
Let's get it. Hey,
and also, for me, you know, there's some people that I know that's in LA that they kind of want to get on the show too. So I'm gonna try to set that up with you guys as well.
Set it up, baby. Listen, this is a platform for the people. It just, you know what I'm saying? It just make me all fluffy inside to hear that or jiggly. Damn.
Yeah.
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
People, yeah, they like where the show is going. The show direction, show your hard work is all. Keep putting in the work. So, you know, it's just exciting. Especially this topic right here, what we're gonna talk about, which I love topic like these. You know, this was actually joining us like this, so I think he should introduce this topic.
Go ahead, Jordan.
Okay. So this topic is going about the Black businesses. So I saw the statistics on Black News page, which is on Instagram, and there's a data shows that Black business owner increased by 38% from February 2020 to August in 2021. And to me, that is really, really huge because that tells me during the pandemic, people was like, you know what? You know, since the pandemic started, and I have nothing to lose. I feel like a lot of these, you know, Black business owners say, hey, you know, why not wait? Let me start now. Let me start my businesses. And to see the statistics like that, and personally for me, I definitely support Black businesses. Every time I get some with Black business, I make sure I post it on my Instagram or Facebook and make sure that I mention them and appreciate them because, you know, this by doing that, it gives it a long way. It's just really sharing it to everybody else. And for me, it's like this is a huge thing, and I'm glad for, you know, for our people, for our culture that we're taking it to the next level.
And very surprisingly, I'm like doing my research, I found out like New York has the highest Black-owned businesses in the country. Mm-hmm. I hope you guys know that. Like New York has one of the highest Black-owned businesses in the country. Now, the only problem with it is when it comes to the Black businesses, Black people are the biggest consumers in the United States. I think everybody knows that. We spend over like $1.3 trillion a year in the market. But the problem is we only spend about $150 billion in Black businesses. So we have a big problem when it comes to us supporting our own. And I think Hakeem, he goes in very hard about us supporting Black businesses because I don't think we don't do a much of that, especially when it comes to our own.
No, 100%. Just like to concur with what both of y'all said, I've seen in the last year or so since the pandemic happened, where I said the pandemic was a gift and a curse, where a lot of people started quitting their jobs and starting business. You feel what I'm saying? I patronize businesses from the longest, you know what I mean? I've always shopped with businesses, but it's a good thing to see that people are more in line, taking it more serious now to an account where, you know what I mean, the percentage are good, but we're just not there yet. We're just not there yet. I want the percentage to be like if we were segregated. That's how much I want Black people to spend money with Black business. I want Black people to feel like they're segregated. You already are, but you know what I mean? Just I want you to feel like you're segregated so you can dump your money in. Like me personally, like the washing powder that I got is Black owned. Like the liquid soap that I order it online. It's twice the money, but you can understand Black people prices can't be like white folks prices because they don't got the capital nor the means or the connections to get the price cheap. You know what I'm saying? So it is a blessing. I'm not going to knock what they're doing. I just say it's not enough. That's why I say, you know what I mean? I'm a firm believer in segregation. I know a lot of people might And a lot of y'all got quiet when I said.
No.
No.
I have a. Go ahead, Ronnie, because I have something to say about that.
No, a lot of people don't understand when it comes to I understand what you mean, but for our audience, I think you need to break down what you mean by segregation, because they think when you talk about segregation, you think about the old way of the Jim Crow laws. So I think you need to break it down for our listeners.
Okay, yeah, I'll break it down to you and real quick, and I'm gonna let you comment. Listen in. We was the most educated. We had the most businesses. We were more self-sufficient. You know what I mean? When a lot of the things white folks had, we white banks, insurance companies, barbers, car washes. We even had our own trucking business. Listen, when we was not allowed to integrate with people, we found a way and made it happen. The day they let us in the door, that's the day we lost our independence. You feel me, I'm trying to say? There's certain things you can't even go find. That's why I was like, we was doing fine when we wasn't allowed to do certain things. You know what I mean? I understand people talking about inequality, but I felt like at that time we was competing. You feel me? You know what I'm trying to say? We had our own versions of Chinatowns before segregation. You went to a black city, you had everything you needed. You know what I mean? Taxi cabs, this and that. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. That's what I mean by that. I mean that the innovation has slowed down. Yeah, we still got black people doing things, but imagine if we wasn't allowed to do something. We'll damn near be Wakanda here in Harlem, Oakland, Alabama. I'm talking about certain places, Philadelphia, certain places where there are large hubs of black people who are some of the smartest and brightest there. It'll be little Wakandas all over these places. Trust me on that.
Yeah, but the problem is, I think a lot of people, like for example, a lot of people that go to college, I think they really misinform and understand the whole true meaning of college. Like, for example, a Chinese person go to United States college, they say Harvard University, they will take that knowledge and go back into their land to generate wealth and to build a community up. The thing with black folks, we tend to go to college, but then we tend to go work for the quote unquote white man. We bring it back into our own community. That's the biggest thing. Now, it is a good thing to hear that the numbers are good, that there are a lot of black businesses. However, there's a lot of black businesses that signed up for the LLC. Doesn't mean they really have these businesses they're talking about. I don't knock it, but I'm just speaking the truth. Because we see around, especially in our community in Liberty City, a lot of black businesses are getting torn down.
I want to comment on that.
I know Jordan has something to say.
Yeah, Jordan, go ahead. I want to comment on.
And what I'm gonna go with that, Ronnie, is it's like with we have, what's the bank that we have? One National Bank that's in on 79th Street.
Yeah,
One United.
We got like three.
One United. And we have we have one here in LA off of Crenshaw. I feel like, if we go to these black banks and get these, small business loans, which will definitely help out, with these black businesses, because I'm definitely seeing it a lot here, especially like in the Lamar Park area, and there's festivals where they have like all black people meet and it's like a festival, and they sell like all black clothing, shea butters, anything black. And I'm seeing an approved, like being here in LA for 3 years, and just seeing more and more in that. It's really amazing, because like I'll tell you this, if you fellas come down to LA, go to Lamar Park, I am telling you, it's like a mini Wakanda. It's black everything. It's like every time I go there, I feel like I'm not in LA no more, because it's like black everything.
But let me ask you a question. Isn't California still to this day segregated?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I can only speak for Los Angeles.
Yeah, for Los Angeles. So, and the thing is, so those people have no choice but to innovate and try to what's that word is evolve. You feel me? It's the same thing with San Francisco and Oakland. It separates from one bridge. Them niggas can't go to. Matter of fact, they got a problem with the niggas in Oakland right now, going to San Francisco, smashing and grabbing. You feel what I'm trying to say? Imagine if Oakland was the Oakland back then, where people was like, "Hey, brothers, we will start." Listen, there was damn near black companies in some of these places we're talking about. You feel what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, you got to keep in mind too, there is a funding gap when it comes to Black-owned businesses. Like, for example, when Black people try to get business from a bank, they always seem to get a hard time from this quote-unquote bank.
Yeah.
So, but I agree with Jordan aspect. I think Black people need to go to their own Black bank, because we have one in Miami. We need to put more money into our own personal bank, but we don't do that. We tend to go to Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and all these other banks, because remember, that's what we see, and that's what's been published to us through television, social media. That's what we see, and they even tell us to invest in these banks, but they never tell us to invest in Black banks at all. That's not what we're taught.
You want to know something? There's layers to that conversation we can talk about, where a lot of us do try to get business loans from them, and a lot of us don't be having our shit together to get these loans from a Black bank. You feel what I'm trying to say? But here's the thing.
I actually knew a guy that actually got his stuff together and still got denied by these. Like, he got his stuff together. He got denied by these banks, but until he started doing his own thing and started generating more revenue, that when the bank started hollering at him. Like,
do you know if he had the collateral to get the loan as well? Because you gotta have collateral as well.
No, he got the collateral now, but when he first started, he had a hard time. We had to have a conversation. He literally had a conversation about this, because I was asking him, because he was telling me that how there's a racial gap when it comes to the banks, and I was telling him there's not a racial gap, because I said the same thing Hakeem said. You gotta have your papers together. You gotta have the right resources and the right understanding on how the bank works. He did all of that and still got denied, because they see him as another Black person who's just gonna probably use the money and not gonna really better off the community. But then when they saw him better off the community, now they're knocking at his door.
You want to know what I want? You're right. You want to know what I know? One of the comment was, because Ronnie, you said something real telling, that in the earlier conversation, that I heard you said it and it kind of almost went over my head, but I had to focus on it. When we talk about the Chinese, the Africans, when you say, hey, an Asian boy will go to college and go back to his country, or send the money back to his country.
Facts.
They have an allegiance. Black Americans here don't have an allegiance to Africa, because they've been told so much that they have no connections to them. You feel me?
But that's fine. But Hakeem, you can invest in their own company, like Liberty City.
No, you can, but you definitely right. The point that I'm trying to say is, Black American culture is manufactured because of slavery. You feel what I'm trying to say? It's not like it can go back 10, 20, 400, 500 years. Now, mind you, if Black Americans was on a Pan-African mindset, you know what I mean, where we'll think be one, Black one, everything in, you'll see a different situations. We can connect with the continent a little bit more and have shipments and freights coming in here and stuff like that. It's
I 100% agree.
You see what I'm saying? Like, look at this. You've been around.
I'm seeing it here in LA. But go ahead.
You see what I'm saying? Exactly. Look at the Haitians. Look at the Ethiopians. Look at the Nigerians. Most of these Nigerians who are highly educated, and they say per capita, like Nigerians fill up Harvard. Like, there's a large number of them who get degrees from Harvard. All of them take their resources and they dump it back to Nigeria.
Exactly. That's how it's supposed to be done. But the problem with us, I think, is just that I think we have to break that gap with Africa and Africa, because I think, remember, they don't trust us, because remember, it's a whole nother story on how they taught us about the true meaning of Africans and also African Americans. So that's why there's always a gap there.
No, definitely. But coming back to the situation is, with this situation, we African Americans here need to align themselves and understand what is their culture, so they can know how to move forward to. This is the reason why you'll still have a bunch of girls going to an Asian shop even after the Asian boy done punched the lady in the face, and a bunch of Black girls will still come there, because we have no culture. You feel me trying to say? You have to align to something. Even me as a point, I consider myself B1, Black first. You feel me trying to say? But there's still some sentiments. If somebody was to say some shit about Haitians, I'm going to feel some kind of way. You feel me? That's that connection in culture. But I feel some kind of way when somebody do something about Black people too. So that's the point where we need to get to, as far as bridging the gaps, as far as culture wise with African Americans, to say, hey, they're the ones who lead the styles, the trends. They're the ones who create a lot of stuff. They invented so many stuff, and they don't get the most credit. And mind you, they're the ones who invented a lot of the stuff we benefit from.
Facts.
And they don't get the most credit, and then they don't even like each other at the same time.
Or white people like to steal our stuff too.
Fact. Okay, now that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation.
Listen, famous Amos. We can go down the list of people they done took and stuff like that. So it's a beautiful thing to see people, to see the business rising. What's going to be to take the next push to take us?
No, but I want to ask you something, because they say, no, I ain't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
You enjoy and say it because you say white people tend to take stuff from black people, but I say, is they really taking stuff, or they just being competitive? Because there's a difference for example, there's a different burger between Wendy's and Burger King. They have different flavors, different structure. Mind you, it's the same burger, same format, but the whole taste is totally different. So what white people done, like for example, black people created hip hop. White people saw it, they grabbed it, because black people say, okay, we don't know what to do with it. You get what I'm saying? We don't take the initiative that we need to do, so they won't take stuff from us. But again, release stuff open hands. So my question to you guys is, are they really taking stuff from us, or are we just leaving it in open hand?
I can give you an example. I can give you an example of that. I could definitely give you an example, 100%. You guys ready for this?
Yeah, go ahead.
So y'all know about the Crenshaw Mall in LA and Baldwin Hills off of Crenshaw?
Yeah. You talking about Slauson?
It's not on Slauson. It's right off of Crenshaw. It's like probably a mile from Slauson.
Yeah.
So I would say 2 years ago, the Crenshaw Mall was going on sale, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the community was like, hey, let's try to buy the mall. You know, let's let the people own the mall. So they set up a campaign. They set up a social media called Downtown Crenshaw, of saying let's buy this mall for our people and everything. So what you had to do, I was involved in it too. So all you had to do is if you sign up $25, you will become a member. And and what they did was they was trying to save up money, get investors. What they trying to do, trying to get investors to save money, and they was doing a hell of a job. But also there was some white corporate people trying to buy the mall as well. So when we found out when we found out who their name was, where they lived at, they marched to their house and they protested and said, "You're not going to take that mall from us." There was I forgot this one guy named. He was going to buy the mall, but they protested so much that I guess he lost the bid of the mall. So they gave us a chance to save us some more money. I believe they raised like $28 million, and I think the mall cost like over $100 million. So they was on the right track. But then there was another guy, another bid, another white guy. He bid for it, and he got it. And the thing is, I feel like they didn't give us the time to buy the mall. And to me, that kind of hurt, because I was, I supported that movement. I donated, in that movement. And I just felt like, they worked so hard. I mean, even though they took a loss, like they lost the bid, I just saw the passion of these, like here, the black people here in LA, I just see so much passion here. If they see something wrong, they will fight in their community. They will fight for, will they take a loss? Sure, but it doesn't stop them of what they're gonna do. They stop them of what they're gonna do. There's other options that they try to do, try to fix something. And what I'm trying to say is that I hear what you guys are saying. Especially living in Miami, you rarely see anything like that. Living in Michigan, living in Pontiac, and living in Detroit, which is predominantly black, I saw a little bit of that. But moving to LA and just to see the passion these black people have, it's very, very amazing. It's like something that you will see in the 50s, the 60s, and it's like I could see hopefully where the culture is what we're supposed to be moving towards, just to see something little like that, even though in the South Los Angeles, in that community, just to see something like that and continuing to fight for our community. I see I can see it keep building up into the future. And hopefully, we'll see it in other cities like, Miami, Atlanta, Philly, Washington. Like I said, Ronnie, you said New York, they big in the black business. And also if we see black businesses on social media, make sure we support, we share, we talk about to our family members, we talk about to our friends, and just keep pushing that motto.
You said something real pivotal, but let's also remember, LA has a history of going through things about being black and sticking together. There's a history of that.
But it's a history, but they don't fund each other. That's the issue. To conquer in this game, you gotta have black wealth. Period. I think that's why people gotta understand that stuff like that is not supposed to happen, Hakeem. But we're not really sticking together. We stick together, by holding hands, but we're not sticking together when it comes to economically. That's why they say. Remember, Hakeem, when we first opened the podcast, remember I said black people, we consume $1.1 trillion a year.
No, facts.
Imagine if we could do that. Crenshaw wasn't supposed to get sold like that.
No, Devin. You want to know something?
Go ahead.
Sometimes them folks be working against us. Sometimes they're sabotaging.
But how? If the numbers showing that we spending a lot of money.
No.
You get what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. If they really against us, we won't be spending that type of money that the money we spending now.
No, definitely. I was speaking pertaining to that situation. But overall, you are right. We don't spend money as a whole, which is more of a mental and stuff like that. I'm so extreme about it. I feel black people need to have their own planet. Because you want to know something? Like, it's really showing and telling, no matter what crevices of the world, they're going to try to control you in some kind of way. You feel what I'm
saying? And you see, Hakeem, you can't say black people are lazy because black people are willing to go and get the bag. No. But it's just that we just, like you say, we just have a bad stigma when it comes to our own community. We really do.
Listen,
we have Rodney, but look at what they feed us.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was gonna say, but look at what they feed us into our core community. They we don't. I'll tell you like this, Ronnie. We like I say, working at Whole Foods. Look in the areas where Whole Foods is at. It's mostly in areas where, dare I say, the white community they shop there and all that type of stuff. Definitely in LA, and I feel like, we don't have the necessary sources to get what we need in our black community.
No, but I can agree with you that because Jordan, I know there's a black owned grocery store in LA. Nobody goes to it. You get what I'm saying? They would go to Whole Foods in downtown LA or downtown Miami, but there is black grocery stores. It's just that we just when we see black, like Hakeem said, is that when we see black, we see like less than. But if we change the way we think towards black business, I'm telling you, we would thrive. We will strive. We will have more black business than ever before.
But look at what Whole Foods do, Bronny. They is do would you say that the black stores do they go around schools or go around other communities, parks and stuff and push out free samples? And,
no, because remember if you don't have no economic resources coming in, you won't have the fund to do that. Because remember, if you're giving out food, you still need money to pay for that food. You get what I'm saying? So that's the issue we're having when it comes to black businesses. It's just that we have the wealth. People can't say black people are poor. I disagree with that. Black people have more money than what we really think. It's just that we have the wrong intention on how to spend the money. We spend money poorly, but if we have the right financial literacy, Hakeem and Jordan, I'm telling you, this is to be a fact. We will overpower the white man.
And I feel like this. I agree with you, and that's why we know with us, the schools that don't teach us these things. I feel like we need to be teach those things in schools because they're not teaching these schools in the predominantly black schools like that, and I feel like it needs to be teach like us or the parents.
In the high, what's the name of that school, Hakeem? The high perceived black school. They teaching them that, but you gotta get enrolled. And to me, that's not right. What's the
It's
name
not
of that?
right.
Which
I know it's so many, but I know a couple. They teach them that.
You talking about the black school or the white school?
The black schools.
You talking about Howard University or Morehouse or Spelman?
Yeah, there you go. See, I can't know. They teach them that.
I'm talking about for middle schools and high school, not just college. It needs to go down all the way to middle school.
No, definitely. Listen, black self-sufficiency or group economics has to be ingrained from the get-go. I was just having a conversation, a young lady the other day where I said that when I went to Massachusetts, there's something profound happened where I met this white dude and we was both going to school. You know what I'm saying? We was going to school. Now he graduated. Me and him was graduating from community college. I said, hey, I'm going to go take this. I'm going to go get a job at such and such. He goes and tells me, man, I'm going to go back and work for my old man. I was like, what? Yeah. You know, my dad has a business. So I'm going to go here and, you know what I mean? He sent me to school and I'm going to go back and work for the family business. And you know what I'm saying? You don't think about it. And it shocked me in a little bit. I said, what? I said,
so he went to school. He went to school and he going to go right back to work with his own man.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? You see how that sounds? It sounds foreign to us because we don't know nothing like that. A black person with kids barely don't even want you to work at the same job he work at. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Yo, you listen, my daddy worked for the city of Miami and he wouldn't want me to come there and work with him. And but when I heard that and I say that, that's generational wealth. That's being able to raise kids and they can honestly say that I ain't never worked for them. I don't know what that is.
A lot. For example, when you see like certain, I'm not gonna say certain names, but like certain family which are white, like certain family, they teach their kids business lectures and everything while they're young. They go to college and they really do go back. And what I'm thinking about that now, they really do go back and work for their family business. So I'm thinking about that now.
So when I heard that, I said that I said that's something that we as people have to strive for. I know you even talked about that.
Jordan too.
Jordan.
Jordan. His wife,
him,
his wife.
You know what I'm saying? Which listen, you want to know what's so beautiful, Jordan? When you told me you and your wife I think you got a vending machine, right?
Yeah,
we're working on it. We're still working on it.
You see,
but that's our plan to do it. That's definitely our plan.
You see, I kept that in my mind because I know another young lady who's trying to do something. I'm like, but the fact of the matter is that you and your wife are working towards, you're planting a seed. That's starting your own business. That's a company you about to start. You feel me? Which can grow to a point where you and her have a son of 16. He gets into the van and just go load up the snacks at the vending machines.
Exactly.
Hey, man, you and now that you will get a tax write-off.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So this, you said this is the point where a lot of us have to start thinking about what's going to be good for the next generation. You feel me? What I'm saying? What's going to help us out as far as like, hey, our black businesses and black businesses, why are we not doing the same thing white people do? Why don't we practice nepotism the same way they do? Am I wrong? A white person to have his whole business, damn near his whole family, cousins, auntie, mama, you know what I mean? The son is VP, the uncle's half owner. You know, Jeff Bezos' brother owns an undisclosed amount of Amazon. He doesn't even work there.
I didn't even know he had a brother.
Yeah. He has a brother.
Yeah.
And mind you, his brother funded his brother helped fund some of his own business. But the point is, let's not skip this point. His brother owns an undisclosed amount of shares of Amazon.
Remember, group economics. When people say group economics, it could be within family, it could be with friends, it could be with relatives. That's the thing people don't understand when we say group economics.
Listen, let's go back to the biblical times, and we all hear Christians, right? You know what I mean? We all followed it. Don't you remember in the time of in these times? If your daddy was a carpenter, you was a carpenter. There was no question. If you was a politician, you became a politician. You was an army person, your ass was ready to go to military school for you to do that. We don't practice that anymore. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. As far as I know, ladies and gentlemen, I know we twisting and turning. What version of black? This is my question, and I want people to comment this in the description. What version of a black America do you want to see?
Mm.
Do you want to see? Do you want to see a black Wall Street with guns? Not the black Wall Street that got wiped out and bombed out. Do you want to see a black Wall Street with guns and heavy artillery, fully functioning ecosystem, or do you want to see Skid Row with beggars and prostitutes of our own people?
Mm.
That's my question. What do you want to see as a black America in the next couple years? Because let me tell you something. I don't know if y'all remember a group of like 9 families put their money together and they bought like 100 acres in Georgia.
Oh, I ain't hear about that.
You remember that?
Oh, wow.
I heard about it.
Yeah. You see, they're trying to build their own situation. A lot of people don't know. There's even small towns in America.
Yeah, I was saying you can buy and purchase. I'm saying for like $1.3 million, like a small little town. But the thing is, I'm telling you, we don't take this opportunity, and they leave it there purposely for blacks to take the opportunity. But we won't take the opportunity. But yeah, we want nothing wrong. We want to wear Tom Ford. We want to wear Ralph Lauren. We want to wear Lacoste.
Oh,
all those things, but we don't think it for the long haul. We only think for the now.
Listen, this is my last point, and this funny thing is, I seen there was an article that came out today, and it was about the HBC. They was giving about who was the most fashionably dressed.
See,
I was like, what the most
black people our priorities all messed up.
You see what I'm saying? When you got these white boys who at these schools, they're talking about what apps they're making. You know what I mean? These white boys are selling products. They're selling supplements. Like, come on, man. We just need to wake up. But I myself want to buy. I myself, as God witness, want to get my own 20, 30 acres and build like a little community with like-minded black people. We all own our own land, farm and fish, and be self-sufficient.
You can do it, bro. You can do it.
You know what I'm saying?
You can do it. And now that people are very mistaken. The government will even help you.
No, they
can benefit from it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So so that's really just all that is. That's my whole mindset. I say, hey, and this is for our whites, our blacks and our whites, Hispanics and Asians. Hey, we support y'all business. Come support us. That's all it is. That's all I got to say.
And my final thoughts is, I'm not gonna lie to you, Hakeem and Jordan. Elijah Muhammad, Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I think had one of the best plans.
Oh yeah,
this world will ever see.
Yeah.
For black people, had their own structure, their military. They learn how to fight. They learn how to strive. They learn how to work together and to build our own community where you see black folks do amazing things. That's why I always say. I even tell my friend at work, and I even have people outside of work, and I tell them I really do look up to the Jews. Yeah, I know people are like, because the Jews is a prime example of where blacks used to be at one point. I think we can get that again if we could just understand the whole true meaning of group economics. Go ahead, Jordan.
My last thoughts are, with this improvement of these, you see the percentage of seeing black businesses go up. Let's continue to support us, either social media, to each other. This keep improving, and I think we can get there. And also, I want to shout out to Akon, because remember, you guys, he's trying to build his city up in Senegal.
Facts.
And I'm anxious to see how this is going to be in the next 5-10 years, something like that. But that's my final thoughts.
Hey, you already know, guys. That being said, Happy New Year's, KI Culture Radio.
We out. Peace.
Peace.
Man, I just appreciate y'all just listening. Stay tuned for the next episode.